behind what you're supposed to do, then you were disobedient. To do one thing and not do the other thing, you obey the half of what Jesus commanded you to do. So it is to pray and then go. I'm sending you out like lambs among wolves. Now try to imagine when we hear that like lambs among wolves, it doesn't sound nice. Like Jesus identified us like lambs, being sending out, thrown out among the wolves. Like which farmer does that today? Let's say now, for example, let's say I have a small, tiny, little lamb in my arm. And let's say now I'm the shepherd. Which shepherd are doing this today? Where they have a nice, sweet little lamb. Like a lamb is a harmful, like it cannot do anything. It's not most clever animal here on earth. It's a harmful animal. And as the shepherd is looking, oh, there are wolves. Nice, sweet little lamb. Look, there are wolves out there. And then the shepherd is taking the lamb and throw out the wolves. Now, which shepherd are doing that? He will be fired. He will be fired to do that if he did that. But what kind of shepherd is doing that? Now we have to understand Jesus has called us and sent us like lambs among wolves. But at the same time, Jesus said, I am the good shepherd. And to understand the good shepherd, he never leaves his sheep alone. He goes with the sheep. As he sent us like lambs among wolves, he will be with us always. Jesus never said that he will remove the wolves. The wolves are out there. Trust me, the dangers are out there. But this is what we have to expect. Life with Jesus is full of challenge. And even the Bible says, everyone who wants to live a godly life will be persecuted. I will say this life, since I stepped into this, has not going easier. Has been really challenging. Where we meet many different challenges, persecutions, people start lying about you, all this kind of stuff. That's part of life. It's part of a challenge. Here you go. Jesus never said that he will remove the wolves, but they will be out there. But that's where that's where we are going to experience that he will be with us out there. Because when Jesus said, go out and make disciples of all nations, and then he said in the end, and I am with you always, the context is that he will be with us always as we go. It's out there. There we will see, there we will experience that he is with us while we are out there. Now he said, go. What did he say next? He said, do not take a purse or bag or sandals, and do not greet anyone on the road. Now, what does he mean about this? Really simple. Jesus said, go, as we go, he said, do not take a purse or bags or sandals, all these things, anything with us. Basically what he is saying and what he's teaching them and us, that as we go, God will provide our needs. God will provide our needs. And this is the truth, right? Because at one point we read in the Bible, when the disciples came back, and Jesus asked them in the Bible, we read in the Bible, Jesus asked them, now, while you were out there, did you lack anything? And they said, no. They didn't lack nothing. They had everything what they need. But how can it be? Because God was providing their needs. As they were going, God was all the time providing their needs as they were going out and focusing on the kingdom. Like Jesus said, seek my kingdom and my righteousness, then everything shall be added. I can share a little bit short story. What I mentioned before, we have what we call PTS school, Pioneer Training School, 3 weeks long, 3-week school. So one thing, what we do in the end of the school, we send the student out for Luke 10. And basically what it's about, that we send them out, encourage them to go out, not knowing where to go, no money, nothing. Just go in faith for 2 days. And we have heard testimonies when they come back. so good. They just experienced, they found this person, and they invite this person inviting their homes, where God has been, where they experienced that God providing them food and bed and so on. One of the testimony is that they went into a hotel, and then they went to this woman who was working at the hotel, who was sitting at the desk, and they started sharing the gospel to this woman, and she started to be touched, and she started to be touched while she heard them sharing the gospel. And something about then she called to her boss and she talked with her boss. And then as she was finished, she said to those guys who were at the PTS school, "You can just stay here. You have a bed, you can eat breakfast." And they said, "But we don't have any money." But it doesn't matter. You have a bed now, you have a breakfast, you can just stay here. "But we don't have any money." But don't worry about that. And God, this is just one testimony out of many. God is really providing as long as we're focusing on His kingdom. Now, provision is not about money only. Provision is about what God is providing about different things, even the small things. The smallest thing. We need to trust God. As we trust in the smallest thing, we will learn also to trust Him in the big things. But we all are in a journey, and we learn through this as we go through our journey. So again, he said, do not take a purse or bag or sandals, and do not greet anyone on the road. Basically, God will provide us our needs as we go out, focusing to do the work that He has called us to do. Now, the next thing he said, I don't know if everybody sees. The next thing is that as we go, he said there's specific thing that Jesus wants us to go out and look for. And what is that? He said to go out to find a person of peace. To find a person of peace. And this is something I'm going to talk about maybe later also in the evening.